Now we will also talk about the cultural differences, okay?
Yes.
Yeah, so because like we as international students, we think that German students are very like direct or they are rude. Could you explain more about it?
Yeah, Germans. I have a lot of experience with international students,
Like me?
like you, because I lived with you, and now I have another
Yeah.
an international roommate.
We were
And
flatmates, right?
yeah, we were flatmates. We lived together,
Mm-hmm.
and you didn't talk to me the first. We didn't talk to each other. Let's phrase it. Let's phrase it that way. And the
Yeah.
first semester, because you
For
thought
nearly 1 year.
we only lived together 1 year, and thought half a semester,
Yeah,
a
stimmt.
semester, one semester we didn't talk at all, and the other semester we didn't
Became
talk.
great
We
friends.
didn't talk often, but when we met at the kitchen, you talked to me for hours in the second semester.
See, guys, let me tell you guys, like,
Yeah.
yeah, initially, like, when we first met, I thought, like, this guy looks very serious. And then I did not did anything to this guy. But why is this guy always looking at me like this? Guten Morgen, hello. But he didn't even wish me. So I was like, was habe ich getan? What did I did? That he's very rude to me because in my culture, basically, when you see one another, you talk to each other like casual talks. How was your day? Blah blah blah. And then he was like this to me. So I was like, one semester just passed by like this, thinking, okay, if he don't likes to talk to me, then who am I to talk to him? Just pass by. And then one day it happened that he knocked my door, and I was like, was ist das denn? Because normally he doesn't do that. And then I opened the door. I was having online class because that was during Corona. And when I opened the door, he told me to open the window because there is a sunshine. I was like, oh, das ist nett. This is nice. I thought like this. And after that, it was during the Corona that we started talking,
Yeah.
I would say, right? Because we were all like, yeah,
We
genau.
only lived together during Corona.
We
During
had no
COVID.
other option.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So it was like, and then he normally don't cook. He just eat in the mensa or sometimes.
It's cheap and in front of my door. Why should I cook?
Yeah, I think he just know how to boil an egg, and then what else do you know?
Some basic stuff like cooking noodles and doing rice, but I don't know how to cook properly. But I still live in front of the Mensa, and the Mensa has good food for very, very cheap. So why should I learn how to cook?
Lazy.
I will learn how to cook when I'm finished studying.
When he gets married, probably.
When I get married.
Yeah, so basically he's not cooking and he's just going to the mensa, and he
Yes.
knows very well that I cook, but still then he was very kind and nice to come and tell me the timing, at what time the mensa opens and closes, because during the Corona time it got a little bit different, the
Yeah.
timings. So he was updating me that one, and that was the second time that he talked. He initiated for 2 times. So I thought like, maybe he's not the worst. So maybe as a flatmate I can also talk, and then that's how I responded to him. And then we said like, then we started talking, oh, why we don't talk for this
Yeah.
so long, and then like, I thought you were like this, you thought I was
Yeah.
like this, and then how is it? Explain it further.
I have an experience with international students, and the first impression that every international student has, doesn't matter from which country they come from, is that the Germans are very rude and cold and so on, and we are not polite. That's true, but the thing is, also like the idea or like the concept that we are just very honest and real. We are not nice to you because we have to be. We don't have to be, so we don't fake anything. If you have a German friend, then you know that this person is really your friend
Right.
to some degree. And if a German person says to you something, you know that this is what they mean. And that's also the thing, is that this way stuff seems a lot more rough and a lot more cold-hearted. But the thing is, you have to sort of adjust it in your head. If you say something, for example, I didn't want it that way, I wanted a different way, then they just say it to you like that. In your culture, for example, they wouldn't probably
I could
from
explain
it
about my
a lot
culture.
more nicer and say, oh, no problem, but theoretically and so on. And German would just say it. So you have to, at the beginning, maybe translate everything into more polite in your head.
Yeah, I think in my culture, it's like people are like, you don't really want to hurt the other person. So we try to be very polite and we try to be very nice. So for us, like, especially from the Asian countries, we find Germans very rude. I'm sorry to say that
No,
because, like, yeah,
we
because
are.
we think like they are not, they are being very bad to us because they are not talking to us nicely and stuff like this. But I think, in my opinion, like after staying in Germany for more than 4 years, I realized that being direct, it really helps. Because in my work, for example, when I'm working, my manager sometimes he tells me that I did a great job, and then I can really, trust him that he told like that because he's being direct to me. But for example, in Asia, when I'm working, when my boss tells me that even I did a great job, I don't know whether he's telling me so that I don't feel bad if because I know that I did not did well. So it's like there's some confusions in the middle. So it's a little bit confusing sometimes. But on the other hand, when my boss tells me in Germany that I did not did well or he's not satisfied with my work, then I take it really seriously because I know that's where I need to improve. So it's like it really saves time and you know how to act. So I think, yeah, this is also a very good point that you mentioned. And also,
Being
in my
German is all
opinion,
about being efficient.
in my opinion, like I feel like Germans are like coconut. Initially, they are like very rough, but I think they are very good people. I mean, they are really helpful and they are very nice and they are very kind. And then I met some, and then the good thing about, I mean, like I came to Germany and then initially I did not had good experience with Germans because of the cultural thing. But once I get to know him personally and once I started talking to him, he really changed my mentality towards Germans because like we became very good friends. We don't talk every day because we have different schedules, but whenever we get time, then we talk about everything. We talk about different topics. We talk about our culture. We do compare the culture and everything. So I think Germans, like, they just need time, right?
Yeah.
And then like once you get to know them better, then I think they're very nice people. They're very nice people.
Thank you.
Yes. So
Also, another thing, that's one thing we said about culture. You asked me why, at one day, I don't know, remember when, you asked me that you look foreign and why people start to you talking in German even though you look foreign. And why they don't start talking to you in
yeah,
English.
stimmt. Yeah.
Because at some point you respond in English and they know English. And you asked me, why don't they just start
Yeah.
talking to me in English from the
Yeah.
first thing? The thing is, Germany is very cultural diverse. We have people from a lot of origins here, and people who might look still like they're from India or something might have only parents who came to Germany and still have been born as Germans and raised here, and these people get annoyed that people started them talking in English even though they might only speak German because they are only in Germany. So because we have people here in Germany that look foreign even though they aren't. We start talking to everybody in German and just say that you don't speak German and we will start talking to you in English, no problem. But uh, that's the reason why we do it that way.
You cleared the reason very well to me back then because back then I used to think like I see different and I'm not a German and why are you talking to me from German? I think like that. But now after you told me, I realized that there are some people, especially some Koreans also here who are
Yeah.
born here. So if you talk to them from English, since they are born here, although they look different, they don't feel good that
Yeah.
you guys are talking to them from English. So this is one reason. So with that, I would come with that. I think Germans are really thoughtful at
Yeah,
one point.
we tried. We are not polite, but we try to be.
The coconut, it's still in
Yeah.
the coconut version, going a little bit inside the coconut,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it haven't reached the milk. Sorry, the water.
Yeah, whatever. We are not polite, but we try to not hurt anybody.